Hello, Mr. Brian Hobbs. How are you today? It is the last day of South by Southwest.
What's up, YaYa? It is the last day of South by Southwest, and I'm very excited about that.
Thank you for letting me tag along with you today. Not only are you one of my best friends in the whole world, we talk every single day from the time we wake up to the time we go to sleep about music, but you are also the VP of music at South by Southwest, and this is your very first year in that position. How has it been for you?
It's been incredible. It's a ton of responsibility. I wasn't 100% sure that I was gonna be ready for it, but I feel like it went better than I could have even imagined. Shout out to my team though. Like, it's not like I did all of this by myself. I have an incredible team, and I wouldn't be able to do shit without them.
I got to meet, speaking of your team, I got to meet little Evelyn. You have been talking about her for so long. I know that she's running things over at Latin for South by. What has been that experience with you? Because I know it's kind of like almost like a mentorship, but she really took the reins. I finally got to meet her. Is there anybody on your team besides her that you would like to shout out?
Shit, I want to shout out every single person on the team, but yeah, Evelyn is absolutely killing it with the Latin programming. She's so far ahead. She might literally live in the future. Every time she puts me up on something, it ends up popping like 6 months later. Like, she really might not live on the same time plane as the rest of us, but shout out to everybody. Shout out to Dev. He's the director of music programming. He handles all of our UK, Ireland, like so much international stuff. He's like a encyclopedia of music knowledge. Berkeley kills it with the Americana in the country. Pixie's like a Swiss Army knife. She books literally everything. My dog Jamal McKinney came in this year, picked up a lot of the hip hop stuff that I've been booking for the past 13 years. He's unstoppable. Jenny Wood, she knows the Austin music scene better than anybody I've ever met. Nicole Roman Johnston, shit, damn near same thing. And she's in like 2 of the coolest bands in Austin too. So I just have a absolutely incredible team, and shit, I couldn't do nothing without them.
Are there any artists or showcases that surprised you that you might have maybe not been too excited about, but then when you saw them, you were like, oh my God, these motherfuckers are tight and are killing it?
Man, I really genuinely do get excited about everything we do, because you just never know when like somebody's gonna play at South by and then pop and then come back 10 years later as a superstar, huge headliner. But I mean, shit, this year, it was really a lot of venues that surprised me where it was like packed the whole week. I mean, this year the British Music Embassy packed 1 in, 1 out all night, every night. Flamingo Cantina packed all night, every night. Malafama packed, all up and down Red River packed. Shit was crazy this year. I mean, it really gave like South by Southwest 2015 vibes again. And that's what, that's what everybody wants to see. So we're trying to find a good balance between like right now and 10, 15 years ago.
The queen of country music right now, Ella Langley, was here performing over at Stubbs. She did a set for the 20-year anniversary of Spotify. She did a set with Alanis Morissette. I don't think I have seen so many people. The street was completely shut down for that set, and it was people wrapped around all 4 corners of this intersection. It was insane. How has the feedback been with... Oh, she also performed a song. It was the debut. This is my favorite song right now. It is called Be Her, and she actually debuted that live. What are some of your favorite memories of songs or artists that have debuted live for the very first time at South by Southwest?
Well, I mean, shit, number one, I mean, the absolute biggest one you could ever talk about. What up, Christian? The biggest one that you could ever talk about is, you're responsible for it. The very first time Aya Sola was played in public was at South by Southwest with YaYa and Dell Records. Shout out to the homies over there. Shout out to Eslabon. I mean, it's the biggest, most streamed regional Mexican song of all time, and it was premiered at South by Southwest for the very first time. How do you get bigger than that?
We definitely debuted that here live for the first time. It was so tight, but I also want to give you credit on that. And one of the last things I want to talk about with you is just the evolution of Música Mexicana I know a lot of people are like, oh yeah, like you came to the programming, but people don't know that you are the person who came to me and said 5 years ago, it was during COVID, I had never produced a showcase in my entire life. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And you said, do you think you can produce a Música Mexicana showcase? And I just said, sure. And I just want to talk about the evolution of Música Mexicana over at South by very quickly. 5 years ago, we got good old Barf, the videographer Barf. You should know who he is if you listen to Mexican music. Me and him teamed up, and we literally just found a bunch of local grupos in Houston. 713 Motors let us use that to literally just record a showcase that ended up getting streamed online. The next year, I'm still trying to convince people, hey, please, let's do more Música Mexicana at South by. We had Nivel Codiciado headline at Gab. Was it at Revival Coffee?
Yeah, it was at Revival.
Gabby owned Revival at the time. Shout out to Gabby also. She's been a major visionary in booking Música Mexicana artists in Austin way before they blow up. Then the third year, that's when we debuted Ella Baila Sola with Eslabon Armado and Del Records over at the Belmont.
Yep.
Is that the Belmont?
Yep.
And then last year was huge. This was when you kind of start seeing the peak of Música Mexicana at South by. It was Peso Pluma. What showcase was that?
No, it was 2 years ago was Peso Pluma. Last year, that was with Rolling Stone. Last year was Grupo Frontera with Billboard.
Right. Frontera was Billboard last year. You're right. I completely forgot about that. And then this year was huge. This year was ridiculous. I remember when Hobbs was confirming everything, literally I wanted to cry. I promise you I had tears in my eyes when he was confirming these groups. Rolling Stone Future of Music, Fuerza Regida over at Moody. They performed, and my favorite Música Mexicana artist in the whole game, Junior H, was it Rolling Stone?
Yeah, it was Billboard out at Waterloo Amphitheater.
Right, and Rolling Stone was Fuerza. Correct, yeah. So what are your thoughts on seeing Fuerza? Because we actually watched Fuerza together. What were your thoughts on Fuerza's performance and Junior's performance?
I mean, the crowd says it all. I mean, they don't even really got to do anything. They just got to get up there and look cool. The crowd sings every word. People are crying. People got snot coming out their nose, hyperventilating and shit. It's just amazing to see. You know, it really reminds me of, I've been here for 14 years now, and it reminds me of when hip hop really started taking over at South by Southwest, when it was primarily known as, you know, a rock and roll festival pretty much only. And, you know, then Jay and Kanye came, and that kind of stamped it for everybody else. And it was like, shit, if Jay and Kanye are here, I should be here. So that's kind of how it felt when, you know, the biggest song ever premiered out here. Then the next year, Peso came, and then after that, it was like the door was just kicked in. And I think the amount of Latin music has gone from like 1% of our programming to 5% to it'll be over 10% this year of the overall programming at South by Southwest.
It definitely feels what Música Mexicana did this year definitely feels very peak hip-hop movement at South by Southwest. When Cardi B was here, Megan Thee Stallion was here, Jay-Z, Kanye, Tory Lanez, Big Sean. I mean, all these major rappers have definitely seen their careers catapulted at South by Southwest, including artists like Billie Eilish, who performed at a church downtown.
When she was 17.
When she was 17 years old. Also, the last showcase I want to ask you about, obviously for me it was exciting because I have watched Don Toliver grow since his first album, Donnie Womack. I've been in Houston for over half of my life, so just getting to watch the Cactus Jack team grow, and with Don Toliver and his DJ McDaniels and all the people we got to watch. One of my favorite DJs, DJ C. Watts, one of my friends, OG Chase B. They all performed the Billboard.
Yep, that was Billboard.
Billboard showcase at Moody Amphitheater. What did you think about Don Toliver and his movement and how much he's growing right now as an artist as well?
Well, I mean, shit, I mentioned earlier about not having to do anything when you get on stage. That crowd hit every single word of every single Don Toliver song. The new one's off Octane. That's going to be on everybody's, you know, top 3 albums of the year list by the time this year is over. But one thing I'll say about that show, like I said before, I've been here for 14 years. that was the best production I've ever seen at a show at South by Southwest. The Billboard team and Don's team are absolute monsters for what they did out there. It was crazy. They had so much pyro, I thought Kane was about to come out.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those aha moments of seeing an artist when he was putting out Heaven or Hell, and we did a private listening party for Heaven or Hell in Houston, and how much people were kind of not really even knowing who he was yet, and now people were. This show was sold out, correct?
Super sold.
People were dying.
Super sold out.
People were dying to get into this show. Super sold out. Is there anything else you want to say about South by? We're about to cut this interview short. Is there anything else you want to say about South by before we end it?
I mean, if what me and YaYa just talked about doesn't make y'all want to come to South by Southwest next year, I don't know what's wrong with you. So you need to be out here to see it for yourself, because there's only so much we can say and we can tell y'all about it. Y'all just need to come out here and experience it for yourself, because until you've experienced it, it's not even going to fully make sense.
We forgot one major showcase. Last one I'm going to talk about. We forgot about Big X the Plug at Rolling Stone. Incredible performance. I was hoping so bad that Ella Langley would come perform their song Hell at Night, but they were on stage at the same time at two different venues, so it just obviously was not possible. But what are your thoughts? Shout out to the 600 team out of Dallas, Texas. It was funny. I saw a comment saying, "Oh my God, Big X the Plug is throwing up the triple D on the cover of Rolling Stone. We've come so far." What are your thoughts on the showcase with Big X the Plug?
I mean, at every interview I've done this year, I've described him as, I think he's probably the three year in a row reigning MVP of hip hop in Texas. And there's not many people on planet Earth that know Texas hip hop better than I do. And he's just absolutely unstoppable right now. Crazy creative. He's got an amazing team around him. I mean, it was so exciting. That's another one of those artists. The first time that he was booked at South by Southwest on a United Masters showcase, they booked him to open up for Toby in 2022, and Big X had 8,000 monthly listeners on Spotify at that time. And don't get me wrong, I know it's not the only metric that matters, but just a few, 4 or 5 short years later, this man's got 20-something million, from 8,000 to 20-something million. And if you're an artist watching this and that doesn't inspire you, shit, you might not be in the right lane.
Thank you, Brian Hobbs. I know this is your last day. We're probably